Everybody accepts the "I'm just a bit flat lately" line as a normal baseline. But over the course of weeks, months, years, it will cost you, especially if nothing changes. If you give me a couple of minutes, I'm going to walk you through something I call the Erosion Tracker. So 3 data points that show you exactly where your capacity is sitting and how fast it's moving, so that you can just stop flying along without any clue about what to do. If you want my full capacity assessment so that you can get your own baseline data today, drop the word assess in the comments and I will send that over to you and you can run that right away and get your data. If you don't already know who I am Celeste. I'm the founder of Project Tempest, and we work with high-performing women to help rebuild the nervous system infrastructure so that they can sustain high performance. In every video, every podcast, everything I put out, I'll try and give you one thing that you can use or implement to help you improve your capacity. So, here's the thing, right? You can't govern something that you're not measuring. You hear me talk about data. Data matters. We can't do anything without it. So if you're not measuring and you're not collecting that data, then you can't change anything. Chances are that right now you're just operating on a feeling, which when you're in a fade, that's one of the most least reliable data sources that's available to you. You know you feel worse than you used to. You know that the sharpness is gone. You know your focus is a struggle. You know sleep is not doing what sleep is supposed to do. But you don't know by how much. You don't know what's improving. You don't know what's getting worse. You don't actually know what your baseline even is anymore. So you start to use the external world as your proxy. If the work's getting done, then you're fine. If you're still producing and doing what needs to be done every day, making it through the week, then you're managing. If you can check in with yourself in broad, vague terms, today was okay, this week was hard, and treat that as data, then you think you're okay. And you end up waiting for something obvious and external to tell you that things have gotten really bad enough to act on. But that doesn't work, because you know that the fade doesn't announce itself. It's a slow erosion, something that happens slowly, consistently, in ways that start to become normalized before they become highly visible. So by the time something external signals that something internal is wrong, be that a big relationship fracture, a physical breakdown like an illness, a comment from a colleague, or even something going wrong at work, then the intervention that's required by that point is considerably larger than it would have been 12 weeks earlier, a month earlier, 6 months earlier, whatever it may be. You miss the window, not because you're not paying attention to it or you weren't aware, but because you're just using the wrong data to track it. So here's something you can try. We'll call it the Erosion Tracker. It's 3 data points that measure capacity in real time. So data point number 1, sleep restoration. Every morning, ask yourself one question. Did that sleep restore me, or was it just sleep? Did it just pass the time? It's not about how many hours you slept. It's what those hours actually did for you. Did they get the job done? Did they restore you? A nervous system that's in genuine recovery mode sleeps differently from one that's still running in high activation mode. So if the answer is no, 3 or more warnings a week, then your system has not stood down and you have not slept well enough. And that's something that we need to do. It's something we need to intervene and change. So that's the first one. That's your first signal. The second data point is your decision speed. So once a week, make a decision. Look at the decision. How long did it take you to make that decision compared to what you would expect from yourself when you are at full capacity, when you're in the fire? It doesn't have to be a major decision, just a normal one, like a day-to-day decision that you make within your work, a reply that you needed to send, or a direction that you needed to choose. If that time frame is increasing week on week on week, then your executive function is losing its resources. If it's decreasing, then you start to compensate. And that number will tell you a lot. Data point number 3, regulation events. Logging the moments every week where your response was out of proportion to the trigger. So a sharp word, a withdrawal, a reaction that you just do that's not normally you. And it's not to shame yourself, it's just to keep count. When that number is really high, it's a sign that your capacity is really low. When that number gets less and less, then it's a sign that your capacity is rising. So this is useful nervous system performance data, things that you can use to track your capacity state and to figure out, is it going up or is it going down? And it works because data overrides feelings. When you're in a fade, all you can think about is feelings, and they don't tell you the truth necessarily. They're not reliable narrators. Using this 3-step erosion tracker gives you an objective measurement system that you can just run independently. If you want more data and you want a custom 48-hour intervention built for you, then we can do that in ground zero. Just drop me a line with the word 0 and I'll send you the details. But just using that tracking alone, that's going to tell you whether you're moving forward toward the fire or further away from it. If you want a little bit more detail, I can give you my capacity assessment tool, and that will give you your baseline data in more depth, and you'll know exactly where your system's sitting right now. Just drop the word assess in the comments and I'll send that to you. You can go through that today and it will give you your first data point within 15 minutes. Then in 4 weeks, you'll be able to look back at that, compare it with the erosion tracking data points that we've spoken about today, and you'll see a trend line. And that trend line will tell you something that your feelings never can, whether the fade is actually lifting or whether it's deepening. And it's that data and that clarity that makes the next step easier and more obvious. So let me know if you want those resources.